This is not the final day of every Tyrannosaurus. It is the last day of one animal. Before sunset, the world that shaped her for millions of years will be broken beyond recognition. Yet this morning began like countless others, with no warning of what was falling toward Earth. 66 million years ago, spring returned to the northern floodplains of western North America. Rivers wandered through forests of conifers, flowering trees, ferns, and horsetails beside a retreating inland sea. At the top of this ecosystem lived an adult Tyrannosaurus rex, nearly 12 meters long. Her forward-facing eyes judged distance, while an extraordinary sense of smell searched far beyond the trees. Edmontosaurus transformed the floodplain's vegetation into the flesh required to support its largest predators. Triceratops was dangerous prey. 3 horns and a powerful neck could punish even the strongest hunter. Turtles, fish, birds, mammals, and insects completed a world far richer than dinosaurs alone. For an animal weighing several tons, each day began with the demand for an enormous supply of energy. Tyrannosaurus was both hunter and scavenger, exploiting whatever opportunity the floodplain provided. A patient approach conserved strength. A failed chase could cost more than hunger alone. Young hadrosaurs were easier targets, but the many eyes of a herd made surprise difficult. An adult Tyrannosaurus was immensely powerful, but it was not designed for a long pursuit. The attack had to be brief. Every heavy step placed tremendous force through bone, tendon, and muscle. Mud could turn mass into a disadvantage, destroying balance at the most important moment. Failure was common. Survival depended less on perfection than on recovering before another opportunity disappeared. A carcass could support an entire community, from giant carnivores to insects and microscopic decomposers. Nothing in her senses could identify an asteroid approaching Earth. Evolution had never prepared life for this. Above the forest, flying reptiles suddenly abandoned their resting places. Their reason can never be known. Some animals detect vibrations and pressure changes, but their exact behavior that morning remains speculation. Far to the south, an asteroid roughly 10 kilometers wide strikes the shallow sea near present-day Yucatan. The collision releases energy on a planetary scale and excavates a crater approximately 180 kilometers across. Light travels first. The catastrophic movement of the ground follows several minutes later. In distant waterways, the first disturbance is not fire, but water behaving as if the Earth has tilted. Seismic waves race north through the crust and reach floodplains already saturated by spring water. The ground no longer feels solid. Roots tear, trunks collide, and millions of animals lose their bearings. To creatures without explanation, there is only noise and the collapse of familiar ground. Panic spreads faster than any predator, transforming peaceful herds into moving walls of muscle and bone. Even Tyrannosaurus can be killed beneath the feet of prey that would normally flee from it. Shaking weakens loose river sediment, allowing entire banks to slump into the channel within seconds.
Alarm calls.
The ecosystem has stopped being a landscape. It has become a chain of connected hazards. A wound normally survivable now drains strength the predator cannot afford to lose. Then the river withdraws. Its unnatural retreat signals that something larger is approaching. At North Dakota's Tannis site, geological evidence records a violent surge arriving within tens of minutes. Seismic energy may have shaken a connected inland water system, creating a powerful phenomenon called a seiche. The surge carries trunks, mud and fish, erasing the boundary between river and forest. Size provides stability, but several tons of muscle cannot stop moving water filled with debris. Large theropods were probably capable swimmers. A violent flood, however, is nothing like a calm crossing. Her mass keeps her alive, yet makes every step out of the channel brutally expensive. Now glassy spherules arrive, droplets of impact-melted rock cooled during their flight through the atmosphere. At Tanis, similar particles were preserved inside the gills of fish killed during the catastrophe. For more than an hour, this alien rain covers leaves, water, skin, and mud. Dust and ejecta spread through the atmosphere, turning ordinary daylight into a copper-gray twilight. Scientists still debate the global extent of immediate fire, but intense burning occurred in many regions. Here, disturbed vegetation begins to catch. Wind turns isolated flames into a moving front. Hours after impact, atmospheric pressure and powerful winds add another blow to the damaged floodplain. A forest weakened by shaking cannot resist. Trees that once provided shelter become falling weapons. Instinct drives the Tyrannosaurus toward water, the only visible refuge from the approaching heat. The scar above her eye records an older survival. This time, the entire environment is the attacker. Water provides temporary protection from flame, but smoke steals oxygen, and ash coats every breath. Instinct can solve familiar dangers, hunger, rivals, and floods. It cannot understand a planetary disaster. Burning forest meets churning water. Every surviving route closes around the injured predator. A second surge drives heavy debris across the channel, transforming her refuge into a trap. One falling trunk carries more force than teeth or claws. There is no opponent for her to fight. By afternoon, a predator built to dominate this world can do little more than breathe beneath falling ash. Her death leaves no complete story in stone. This final day is a scientifically grounded reconstruction. Many dinosaurs probably survived these first hours, only to face darkness, cold, hunger, and ecological collapse. But beneath the ground, some life endured. Next, what happened after the asteroid?